It was a short and cloudy drive from home to the Punda gate, and today we begin our 5 days adventure in the park. Hello guys, whatever time you're watching, welcome to my channel. We always have a smooth and hassle-free check-in at the Kruger National Park because we always keep our wild card and booking confirmation closed. Kruger National Park is home to wild animals, and we are more like intruders. So for our safety and the safety of all the animals, we always need to follow the rules and safety measures put in place. On this trip, we will be spending 2 nights at Shingwedzi and 3 nights at Lower Sabi. Our first stop was Punda. This was not planned, but it is always a great idea to pass by the park shop and get some ice cream. We have been to the park countless times, and 2 things make this trip special. The fact that we will be camping for the very first time in the park, and that we finally have a camera for this channel. I am really excited to finally capture the best sightings with our camera. However, since I am still learning, most of the footage you will see on this episode might be a little shaky. After getting our refreshments, we walked around camp to see some of the facilities you will find if you're staying at Punda. We then set up our camera and headed straight to Shingwedzi. Now let's put our beginner camera to the test. Shortly after leaving Punda, we found these vultures feeding on a kudu carcass. We did not spend so much time on the sighting as we still had a long drive ahead. This elephant sighting was amazing, but I was still struggling with adjusting my camera. The drive from Punda to Shingwedzi was all about giraffes, water bugs, and a lot of elephants. We really had some incredible sightings, but unfortunately by the time we got to Shingwedzi, it was drizzling again and we could not record while we were setting up camp as we were racing against the rain. We were up early and we were one of the first few cars to leave camp. For our first morning at Shingwedzi, we decided to drive along the S50 towards the Nyawutsi hide. Our first sighting for the day were this beautiful saddle-billed stork that were feeding in a muddy pool. There are more than 480 birds in the Kruger National Park. Big birds and small birds, colorful birds and dark birds, and we cannot wait for a season in our lives where we will dedicate an entire trip just for birding. We had an exciting morning drive, from watching this water bug with her young, crocodiles basking in the morning sun, and birds feeding along the river. I really get excited when I can spot and name a bird without having to check my map for its name. This is a hammerkop. Just before entering camp, on the banks of the Shingwedzi River, we enjoyed the sight of this mating waterbug pair. This pair was really entertaining, but it was now time to go back to camp, grab some things from the park shop, and go straight to our tent to plan for the day ahead. The park shops usually have everything and anything you might need. Like on this particular trip where we did not have a fridge, we were getting most of our supplies daily from the park. Spending the day at camp is not always a bad idea, as you sometimes get to see some beautiful birds, some small naughty animals, and enjoy the peace that comes with being in the park. We had planned to spend the afternoon at camp, but we ended up going to Mopani for lunch. The restaurant at Mopani, just like the one at Oliphants, has an amazing view. After getting some fish and chips, we got ice cream for the road. We decided to fill up our tank at Mopani as we were planning to take the longer loop back to Shingwedzi. There wasn't much to see by the river, so we checked out the hide and continued on. It was a long drive with common sightings of impala, giraffes, and waterbuck. Mornings in the park are always special, and this one was no different, as we had a musical night from what sounded like lions having a feast just outside camp. Good morning. We were the second car at the gate, and there were many behind us because everyone wanted to find those lions. Let's go. Just a few kilometers away from camp, we found these restless vultures. We looked around for what was putting them off, and we found the spotted hyena. After feeding for some time under that shrub, surrounded by all those vultures, the hyena finally decided to carry its meal across the road. This was our very first close encounter with the hyena, and we were there for it. We spent most of our morning with this hyena, hoping the lions will make an appearance, but there was no sign of any lion, and we eventually had to move on. It was now time to go back to camp to freshen up before breakfast. If you're like me and the first thing you think about when someone mentions camping is shared washrooms, have a look at how clean these were kept. On our trips to the park, we are always ready to try out any kind of meat we find in the park shop with just a little bit of salt so that we can taste all the flavors of the meat. Today we leave Shingwedzi for Lower Sabi, but before that, let's go for one more morning drive in Shingwedzi. Come with us. Moments after leaving camp, we could not stop thinking about the long drive ahead, so we decided to head back to camp and pack up, then leave for Lower Sabi. It was quite a chilly and cloudy morning, but at least it gave us our very first buffalo sighting for the trip. The drive was quiet with beautiful surroundings, and as we moved from north to south, we could notice the change in vegetation and landscape of the park. As previously mentioned, we have been to the park countless times, but I've never seen rhinos, and they were top on my list of what I would want to see on this trip. So my heart skipped a bit when I spotted 2 rhinos very close to, oops, I cannot say. I have been waiting for this moment to say I will not and I will never disclose the location of rhinos to protect them from poaching. Guys, this for me was the moment. I was so happy. This was a very special sighting for me, and I did not want to leave, but we still had to pitch a tent, so we had to continue driving. Thank you so much for coming with us to the first part of our trip. Please do not forget to like, comment, and please subscribe to our channel to help us grow. Goodbye.